Dennie Muchmore, speaking of powerful people, right here across from us, the governor's chief of staff. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you, sir. How are you?
They offer you a chance to go up there and have a view from
Yes,
the
they
scaffolding?
did, as a matter of fact. And I declined.
You did?
Yep.
But you're an outdoorsman. You're a
Well, I
brave
am.
fella.
I flew a plane, so I'm not afraid of heights. But
Yeah.
I thought you have to go up the ladder, and I was like, my gosh, by the time I get up there, I might be another age. I might be a year older.
I'm not going up there. I don't need to do that. You did go up into the far reaches of Canada, Quebec City, this weekend with Governor Snyder, one of my favorite spots. And how was the trip? Was it worthwhile? What'd you do up there?
It was a tremendous weekend. It was all about the Great Lakes, and it was all about protecting the Great Lakes. It was the Great Lakes Governors and Premiers Conference, which has morphed now into the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence Seaway Governors and Premiers Conference. And the premiers from Ontario and our host, Philippe Couillard, the Premier of Quebec, were just gracious, and it was a great weekend.
How was Governor Snyder's French?
Not in evidence.
Petite.
Petite is right.
What were the issues talked about concerning protecting the lakes?
Well, there had several agreements. There was an agreement formed between Ontario, Ohio, and Michigan dealing with algae bloom in Lake Erie, which I think we all know is a pretty serious issue. There was a series of maritime presentations and issues that Philippe Couillard, the Premier of Quebec, was heading up, and he was very much into that. Governor Walker from Wisconsin was there, and several lieutenant governors, excuse me, and it was all around a terrific 2 days.
Since you mentioned Governor Walker, any indication from him as to whether he's thinking of running for president, given that Governor Snyder just went through the same vetting process, an internal vetting?
Geez, I was thinking he was, because he was riding his Harley-Davidson at the Iowa caucuses the other day, and he was commenting to me about how he wouldn't pass up a chance to ride his Harley at the Iowa.
I see.
At Iowa, and he was outgoing, fun. He's a very entertaining guy.
This week, Jeb Bush made it official. You're close, and the governor has worked closely with Jeb, I think, on education issues mainly.
Yep.
Thoughts on a potential presidency and the fact that he seems to be saying he doesn't need to go out to the right wing in order to win the GOP nomination?
Yeah, I don't know about that part, but I do know he's a terrific governor, and he's a great presidential candidate. I think there are several really good presidential candidates on the Republican side. And there appeared to be at least one really good candidate on the Democratic side. But I think that he is ready to go, and the Bush operation is a pretty substantial operation, as you know better than most people do. And it's a very positive, proactive campaign, and I think it'll fall out as all campaigns do as we go along. We'll see how they do.
Any second thoughts from the governor about not getting in or staying in longer?
Not that I've seen. He was moving this weekend, as everyone knows, and he was in Quebec, and thank goodness it was over the day we left. Right? I think he would be still at home unpacking boxes, which I'm sure he's was doing last night. But it's a hectic life these people lead, and they're all over the place, and they just keep on the move.
He's downsizing from house to condo to more of an urban lifestyle in Ann Arbor, as I understand it, right?
Well, he has all three of his children are out now doing other things, are employed and working, and the youngest daughter, Kelsey, is at the university and doing very well, very successful, I think it was time for them. They're looking at it and saying to themselves, what are we going to do for the next 10 years, the next decade? And
is he in the city proper?
He's in the city proper.
Is that a security matter? Or is that complicated?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't see it that way. I mean, we have the most professional executive security force I believe, in the country, in the Michigan State Police, and they do a fabulous job. And And it's a fact of life and politics that you have to pay attention to that. So I think your concern's well noted, but I think it'll work out fine.
He's downsizing in that regard, but his approval rating is upsizing. I think 55% this morning, something like that.
Yeah, that's what happens when you do the right thing. You just stick with it. The relentless positive attitude, which is kind of a standing joke amongst all of us because we say it so often, but if you get a relentless positive attitude, you're going to be successful.
People will recognize eventually that you're not playing politics.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about. Did you stay at the Frontenac Hotel?
We did stay at the Frontenac, and I had
Historic.
It's a beautiful place, and as you know, you can walk down really into the walled city and the old city, and you've got this beautiful view of the St. Lawrence and in the entire city. It's just a very pretty place.
Yeah, I love that town, and I don't know if you got a chance. You probably did. There's a hallway there with a lot of the historic people who have stayed at that hotel. There have been very important political meetings there.
Yeah,
too.
well, I think anybody who's ever stayed there. Now I have, so there you
They've
go.
been waiting a long time.
They've been waiting on me all this
for
time.
the Muchmore arrival in Quebec, and the governor stayed longer, or he was in Montreal yesterday.
Oh, we went from
with him too?
Quebec City to Montreal yesterday. There is an aerospace conference in Montreal. Most people don't realize, but that is a aviation supplies, sales, equipment are one of our major avenues of manufacturing support. And we have a very big interest in Montreal and the companies that they have here. That's the number 3 aviation center in the world after Seattle and Toulouse, France. So it really is an important place to be, and Michigan is a highly rated state for aviation mechanics.
Interesting. Let's see maybe if the governor might be interested in going to Havana one of these days.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to get into that.
Okay. I'm ready to go if you want. We can do the broadcast from there. 15 after the hour. Dennis Muchmore back from Canada.